Hi, I'm Killian Griffin. This is a video resume or a self-portrait. I currently attend Eastridge High School in Woodbury, Minnesota. I am 18. I will graduate from Eastridge in June of this year of 2017. I've been attending Metropolitan State University in St. Paul for PSEO. The first semester I took, I completed a introduction to criminal justice class, and the second one that I am in right now is for careers in criminal justice. I have had a passion and like a desire to work in criminal justice for a few years now. My mom has been involved in it. My grandparents have been involved in it. My dad has been involved in it. But that's not the main reason I've wanted to be involved in it. I wanted to be involved in it mainly because I've just had a desire all my life to help people, and I want to be able to serve justice to those who otherwise wouldn't get it, and to put people who otherwise would be left out on the streets and left to keep doing their bad things. I want to put them behind bars and make sure that they don't continue their harmful doings to people who are otherwise vulnerable. I think postal inspection is something that would fit me and my personality extremely well, just simply because I've been exposed to it over a number of years, being that one of my family members and a bunch of family friends have been involved in the career path. And what sparked my interest is not only the fact that you get to work the office hours and you get to go out in the field, but there's also like this wide interconnected network that you have to focus on day in and day out with the post offices. And that adds a whole new spin to it that otherwise most other criminal justice fields would not know about because they're too focused about the field and the paperwork, but they don't really get to focus on the outside of the office tasks that are going on in the different departments of the post office, which I think is something that's extremely cool and something that would be very important to like focus on and be able to work with day in and day out and be able to learn the different aspects of the post office and understand how one post office affects like how many different people and how like if one threat or something goes through them, how it would affect like the rest of the daily processes and how a postal inspector would then go and react to that. And I just think that that's something that's extremely important and something that I would be very interested in completing day in and day out and working with all those different kinds of people. When it comes to postal inspection, I've learned that you need to work very well under pressure, especially with the spotlight that's been put on the criminal justice field right now. And I like to pride myself on how well I work under pressure, whether it's the pressure of time or pressure of someone watching you or the pressure of making sure it's like your best work. I'd rather take my time and get it done in the best way possible than rush it at the last minute. I don't get to stress out about a situation. I reevaluate everything and make sure that the best decision is made for everyone involved. Another thing that I pride myself on is I have an initiative and a willingness to work. I'm always ready to go and I want to be able to work and get things done and make the most out of my day. I'd rather not sit around and do nothing and be unproductive. And I think that the field of postal inspection is a great path for this because there's always something you can do, whether you're in the office doing casework, you're out on a search warrant, you're out doing a trial, you're doing interviews for a case that you've been working on for a while. Anything that can help the situation of those around and the situation of those involved is something that I can just really pride myself on and that I can put the most of myself into and make sure that everything done in that situation is without stress and is with the greatest willingness to work and will be done at a timely position. I pride myself on how timely I am. I always get things done on time. I like to be early. I like to do things like how they're meant to be done on time. Something I believe I need to work on a little bit more. Not really much of a weakness, but something that I do think I need to work on would be not sitting and dwelling on a mistake or a failure. For usually when I like make a failure or I make a mistake, I sit and think about why this happened and what I could have done to like avoid it. And I think what I need to do is I need to move past that and work on it to make it so instead of me sitting and dwelling on them, I use them as motivation to move forward and better myself so that I can become a better inspector and I can become a better employee for whatever job I'm working in. And I think that with the passion that I have in this career path to help people and to serve justice to those who otherwise wouldn't get it is just something that I think I can definitely work on avoiding those mistakes and avoiding those failures. And if they do occur, to make sure that I don't sit and dwell on them so that I can move on to the next part and serve that justice that needs to be served so I can better the lives of others and better the lives of the community around me. Some things that I believe put me a cut above the rest when it comes to the application process is I've taken about 6 years of Spanish, and I plan to take some more while I'm in college at the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. And I have able to hold a conversation as well as understand a full Spanish speaker, and am I able to comprehend what they're saying and translate it or get the basis of what they're saying and tell it to another inspector so that they're able to better work on their case and better to improve what they're working on so that they don't need to pay a translator or get somebody else who can barely speak Spanish or something like that. I'm able to help in that aspect. And something else is that I've noted this career since I was about 5 or 6. I've been exposed to it for numerous years. And I've always had an interest in it. I've always thought it is something that I could definitely succeed in, into something that I could do. It's kind of like that hidden justice where not a lot of people knew of postal inspectors like for a while, and then they kind of slowly started to emerge, and then more people kind of knew what they were doing, and they were able to help things with such as small illicit items in the mail, or that's something that has built up into like a large case such as the Tom Petters case, which was something that occurred a few years back and that I was exposed to because I knew inspectors that were working on the case at the time, and I was able to talk to them about what was going on and what was happening and how far along they've come. And I was able to be there all the way from the moment they opened up the first start of the case all the way until they closed the case and they put Petters behind bars for all the fraud that he committed and everything all the people that he infected and all the people that he involved within his almost like a crime ring. And I've always wanted to serve that kind of justice and be able to help those kind of people and make sure that those people who otherwise their voice would not be heard are able to get the justice they deserve, and they're able to not have to worry about no one helping them, and that I'll always be able to be there and be their helping hand to get them out of the situation they're in and to fix the problem that they were wrongly put into. Something that I also believe I bring to the table, which is extremely important for the Postal Inspection Service, is I bring leadership. I've always been looked up to as a leader. I've been told that I've showed great leadership when it comes to the people around me, not only those who are younger than me, but also my peers. I was voted captains of my lacrosse teams. I was voted um, leadership roles within my classmates, and I think that leadership is something that's very important, and it brings a lot into a community within a workplace because people will look up to you and people will come to you for things they need. And not only that, but when you go into any other situation and you show that leadership skills, whether it's in the workplace or out of the workplace, people will immediately come to you for situations that they otherwise wouldn't be sure about what to do. I think that's something that I bring to the table, and I think that's what also helps me get above the rest there in the pool of applicants. And I just think that I really want to be able to be a postal inspector, and I really want to be able to help people in this world, and I want to be able to better the lives of those who otherwise wouldn't have their voice heard. And I think that's why I deserve to be a postal inspector for the United States. Thank you for watching my video self-portrait or my video resume. I hope that you got a lot out of it and you got to know a lot about me in a quick situation. And I hope that you consider me for the job and that I am the right candidate for you.